I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space. My intention here with the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck is to offer support to grieve the mother you want so you can accept the one you have. Hi, I'm Tammy Taylor, the inventor and reader of the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck. Anyone can become a reader. You can receive the readings obviously here, but also at greatmotherspeaks.info where my coaching work is displayed there. I specialize in mama drama trauma, a condition in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto her child, causing emotional and or physical trauma. In cases where she's unable, unwilling, or unavailable, sometimes she has simply transitioned to heal her own MDT. It is a cycle. Then loving detachment is required. Loving detachment is accepting what is, the mother that we have. So these readings, the intention is all about working with Great Mother lunar energy, the Holy Spirit, that still small voice, our intuition, our soul downloads, that balsamic moon that comes right before the new moon, working with that sense of ourselves, that spirit before we came into form, that made that soul contract with that soul that loves us enough to assist us in MDT's purpose. What is the purpose of having mama drama trauma? To evolve in self-love and spiritual independence. Now, grieving, now that is the process of letting go, is the process of releasing the toxic emotions in MDT of shame, blame, and guilt that perpetuated generation after generation. So that's my intention, is to support individuals in releasing those emotions in order for us to embrace our divinity identity. And if you've been listening and watching for a while, you know that in my coaching work here and individually, we work on our divinity, which is claiming we are dearly loved children of the great Mother, Father, God, who are never judged, condemned, or left alone. We're never judged or condemned. There are consequences for our actions. We do live in the physical realm. There are consequences. Good. We can perceive them as good. We can perceive them as bad. But karma is simply action. And for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction, but never judgment or condemnation. We are here to evolve. And with MDT, that's evolving in self-love and spiritual independence. So this Aquarius Pisces new moon is about cultivating clear boundaries. Now that sounds strange with Piscean energy, and its ruler planet in the western of Neptune right there in Pisces. But it's about that because of that very reason. You know, we have a lot going on with Mercury in Pisces as well. So the communicative downloads from high up are really wanting us to be clear on what is and is not important to you moving forward in your healing process. What is and is not okay with you in a life beyond MDT. There is life beyond MDT. I'm a witness. I have clients who are witnesses. There is life beyond mama drama trauma. And so what is and what is not okay with you now in that life you envision beyond MDT? Great Mother in this new moon wants you to be clear about what you are willing and able to give to relationships and situations in the next phase of your life. And so right now we are finally closing out an era of a nodal season, entering a new one, and that energy finally feels like a door is opening up. And so we're all in this kind of phase of anticipation. And as we are anticipating, Great Mother wants us to get in touch within and be clear about what we are willing and able to give to relationships and situations as we transition into this new phase. She wants us to do this by assessing the value. Assess your own value of your gifts, talents, abilities, time, space, and attention you give to things, and how you expend or use your resources, your gifts, talents, abilities. These are the unseen. These are the spiritual. These are the non-material resources that create all things. This is the Great Mother energy. She wants you to look and value your resources, your gifts, talents, abilities, your time, your space, your attention. How are you using them? How are you expending them to be healthy, happy, and whole? How are you using your resources to embrace your birthright? Remember, you can have $100, you can have $1,000, you can have $1,000,000, but if you don't put it to use, even if it's just to earn interest, it is as if you don't have it at all. So evaluation and inventorying all of this is supported with the energies of this new moon, as Great Mother brings a more balanced sense of self through this process, while Great Father activates our birthright to experience divinity as members of humanity. Remember, new moons, both the sun and the moon are in the same sign. And so we have this Aquarius Pisces energy that's really supporting a more balanced sense of self, a more real sized, a more real time sense of self with that Great Father, that solar, that material sense of ourselves to be activated in a life of health, happiness, and wholeness as part of humanity, owning that divinity identity as a living being in the world. So this Aquarius Pisces new moon kicks off a buildup until the July 2nd total solar eclipse. This is the beginning of that phase that builds up to that climactic total solar eclipse we have on July 2nd. So from now, with the Western Earth egocentric emotional moon in Pisces and Aquarius, the Vedic soul sign, and which precedes your Western moon sign by 24 degrees and is cosmologically correct based on the actual location of the stars in the sky and on the moon. Vedic astrology, Jyotish astrology, sidereal astrology is a lunar astrology. This Aquarius new moon is in the nakshatra of Shatabisha. It means 100 doctors. So we're talking about transitioning into conscious healing. It is in the beautiful stellar constellation that is also named 1,000 stars. It's kind of cloudy, It's so abundant with stars. And it's also called 1,000 flowers. It's a very beautiful constellation. It deals with healing. It deals with the challenges of healing. It deals with individuals who can heal, that are born under this nakshatra, that have challenges with cloudiness, placing boundaries, between themselves and others, internally and externally. Maybe some of those things that come up in your spread. But since November, your Vedic and Western moon signs have shared the same nodal or evolutionary houses when the nodal shift from Leo Aquarius to Cancer Capricorn in Western astrology aligned with Rahu and Ketu in the Vedic. So since November, we have shared the same nodes. However, this new moon marks Rahu and Ketu's entry into Gemini Sagittarius, the preceding house signaling the soul's intent to dive deeper into the emotional processing that it has been doing over the last 18 to 24 months and is ready to live by, through us, as us. So since November, we've actually had our nodes sharing the same energy, but now at this new moon, the Vedic has shifted to Gemini North Node. So this new spiritual foundation is fertile. Great Mother's guidance, this reading, therefore, supports the planting of seeds from this emotional harvest that are good, strong, and resilient enough to do the deep evolutionary work of this nodal season. Whatever we plant will surely grow. So we want to be really clear about what we are planting. So now into July, these readings will specifically support your process of reducing, abbreviating, and digesting your identification with MDT as a way of life. The critical 29-degree marker signals birth of what the soul has been processing over the last 22 months or so in your Vedic moon, with Jupiter at 29 degrees in Scorpio and Pluto at 29 degrees in Sagittarius. Emotionally, in the Western astrology, Mercury is in Pisces 29 degrees. It will be moving into Aries soon, very soon, but we have Uranus also 29 degrees at the onset of this new moon. That is, by the end of the new moon, will be in Taurus, where it will remain until 2020. So since your moon is cosmically syncing or ego soul aligning, it's best to approach this new moon as an extended balsamic moon phase for the entire lunar cycle. As far as MDT is concerned, plant wishes that seed your intention to consciously and completely release, remove, and withdraw from MDT identity, the shame, the blame, the guilt. Because following the July 2nd total eclipse, the cosmic calculus points to increased support to experience our divinity identity. So now is the time to consciously develop our abilities to distill our intentions for our personal benefit moving forward. Okay, so this is the contraction and extraction happening in 2019 I spoke of at the January eclipses, and will return to as we arrive at pivotal points throughout the year. The contraction is all about the lessening, the clarification that we're going through right now to just really distill those intentions, really get clear about our gifts, talents, and abilities, and how we want to use them and interact internally with ourselves as we relate to those things and how we evaluate them, and then with the world. And the extraction after July 2nd, the second half of the year, really benefiting from the work that we've done the earlier part of this year to move forward in the big 2020, lots in 2020. And so 2019 is the contraction extraction preparation period. Now, as this newly tilled soil lies fallow for this lunar cycle, we are integrating emotional information from the past with the help of Venus and Aquarius and Mars and Taurus in the Western. So simultaneously, we are taking a beat to contract essential intuitive wisdom with the support of these same signs in Aquarius and Aries in the Vedic. You know, there's some go-between there, but energetically, we have, all of this fallow soil that is coming at the end and the beginning of the wheel here. So let's look at how this may be playing out for you this March, Aquarius, Pisces, new moon on the 6th, 7th. Hi, Tammy here with your new moon readings, Virgo, Libra, moon sign people. Remember, all new moon wishes are based on the Western moon sign, and it is Pisces. It's Aquarius in the Vedic at this time, and this is 6th house energy for you. So this has to do with karma, has to do with the karma of basically how you live your life on a daily basis. Is a conglomeration of energies, of consensus of energy that has filtered down to actually the access that you have to experience on a daily basis what you do experience, from your diet to your living situation to your financial situation to your health, just ordinary living aspects. And so when we make our new moon wishes, it is the ego wanting to align with what our soul wants to do with the resources, the time, the talent, the gift, the space that it has on the planet at this particular time during a particular moon phase. Of course, Great Mother connects to us through the frequency of our moon sign, emotionally and intuitively during the time of the sign that the moon is in. And this sign is in your 6th house. Great Mother is saying that your significator card is Adi Shakti. Adi Shakti is telling you that for this month, what she is suggesting for all of us be extended to more of a balsamic energy, a reflection, a resting, a recuperation energy from the past 2 years, really, and to just integrate and to recalibrate, is that primordial mother energy of the Hindu goddess of Brahma, Shakti, Vishnu, and just really, really, really just take the time for you to absorb it, to go on that internal ride. See all that you need to see, as Dorothy did in the Twister dream. Remember, she saw the old lady crocheting. Okay, that's the symbol of the old woman weaving the world. You know, the spider web in Native American traditions. We have that throughout the world of the weaver of the world. She saw the men fishing in the boat. And the parable of Jesus, you know, teaching men how to fish as opposed to giving them a fish. Lots of signs and symbols. The cows, the great mother, she saw the cows in the field. She saw you know, the houses being torn away, the past, representing the past, how she lived in the past. Speaking of your daily life, her life was changing. And at the very end, she saw the wicked witch. She saw Miss Gulch actually transform into the wicked witch. So the inner work that she wants you to do at this particular time, Virgo, Libra, Moon sign people, is to pay attention to the transformations occurring in your life at this time by really noticing your waking and sleeping dreams and how those signs and symbols line up. How are they lining up? How are the things that you're seeing, perhaps signs and symbols through animal symbology, perhaps through herbal or botanical symbology, maybe just through the occupations of people or colors, you know, chakras, that sort of thing. What does it mean to you? Be your own interpretive guide at this time, because with this sixth house energy, usually when we talk about the sixth house, of course, we're talking about, you know, just kind of, you know, stereotypically debts, disease, and disputes. But debts with Great Mother energy is about that karmic payment that is due us or that we are ready to pay. And so you are paying a karmic debt obviously already with the experience of mama drama trauma and taking the initiative to heal through it. And so what are some of the interconnections with that in terms of what you're receiving? You are receiving the karma, the energy, in other words, during this new moon to gain the clarity that you need from a second chakra, waxing gibbous moon energy. The second chakra is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is in your third house. And so how are your siblings, your neighbors, just everyday people, co-workers in your everyday environment, how are they assisting you right now during this time of recalibration, during this time of kind of resetting your internal gauge? How are they supporting you? Maybe you're noticing that communication might be a little easier. Maybe you're noticing that now that you're starting to share a little bit about your mama drama trauma, you're realizing, wow, other people, they're having this experience as well. Let's see what this means for you, because waxing gibbous is all about this is the waning gibbous card. Waning gibbous is all about sharing and thanksgiving. So it's all about that sharing and being thankful. So there's something that you're thankful about as far as this realization of mama drama trauma. It's explaining something in your life. It's explaining everything in your life. And there's a sense of gratitude about having that clarity. But you're also willing to share this clarity with others in this Jupiterian way. And Jupiter is giving you what you need to process this. What's bringing all of this up is that there has been in the recent past, these last couple of years, since the last nodal shift, a sense of fear around this mama drama trauma. Maybe you have been watching the Great Mother Speaks channel. Maybe you have been dealing with this in your own way and you have felt overwhelmed, or you have felt that no one could understand, or that you would just keep it to yourself, or you were questioning yourself.
This scene is when Dorothy has confided in the field hands that Miss Gulch is trying to take Toto away from her, and they've each given their advice about what they would do. And she walks away saying, "No, that's just not me. Something has got to give." And she goes into singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, connecting with Great Mother, which is what you're doing. That's what's brought this issue up, of trusting and surrendering to the process to share and be thankful for what this MDT awareness is bringing up for you. In your shadow position is the assistance of the angels to help you live in loving detachment. Now, loving detachment is where we are when we are at a place of actually releasing the mother that we want. We have let go of our fantasy mother. We're no longer trying to dictate who she is or who she should be to us. We accept her for who she is and what she is. We cannot give what we do not have. And detachment from expecting our mothers to have the love that she herself never received, or to expecting her to have the understanding or compassion that she never received. It is a place of loving detachment, and it is an aspiration to arrive at this point. And once we have, we keep arriving at it because we are always triggered by our need to be loved as human beings. And so our angels consistently and persistently help us with this, but they've shown up in your reading, the shadow position, and this is the first time I've seen this card, and this is Pisces new moon, and so now we're on Virgo Libra, that the angels have shown up, and specifically in your shadow position, you're not aware that they're helping you with this. You're not aware that they're helping you to release the fears around your acknowledgement of mama drama trauma and your fears of whether or not you can handle it, which is why Great Mother is wanting you to take a beat this month and just give yourself the time and the space that you need to just download the wisdom that you need to move forward in your healing journey. Now, what you want is to move forward in a way that you fully see the truth of what MDT is. This is when Toto pulls the curtain on Oz, revealing he is simply a man. It is a new moon, third eye card. It is a sixth chakra card. The sixth chakra is ruled by the moon. And so Cancer, we're talking chakras, we're talking Vedic astrology, Cancer was, just until the day of this new moon, in the north node of the Vedic astrology, right along with the Western astrology since November. But now it is in Gemini as of today. This is telling me that on a soul level, your soul has revealed to you over these last 2 years the truth of your MDT situation, which is why you are ready to begin the process, if you are not already in a state of living and loving detachment, accepting your mother as she is. Now, accepting our mother as she is sometimes can have a twinge of judgment to it, because we still want her to be what we want her to be. And each step of the way, we are not judged or condemned as we judge and condemn, okay? And just realize the angels are working with us. We begin to see ourselves in our mother, and that cultivates a sense of compassion. I just wanted to share that with you, because what you have here with the Western and with the Vedic astrology right now is a very karmic positioning of Saturn being conjunct the South Node, or K2, in your fourth house. Okay, and so in the Western it's Cancer, Capricorn, and in the Vedic now it's Gemini, Sagittarius. That's fourth house energy. And so on a soul level, your soul is ready to move very quickly through this healing process over the next 18 months with that Gemini energy in the North Node. And right now, that Gemini energy is really powerful, the nakshatra that's there. And in the South, the Sagittarius, it's wanting to release old ways that it has had, its old spiritual approach, its old way that it has connected with Great Mother. And this would indicate maybe you have had a very close relationship with your mother. She has been your guru in some ways, but you're going to, through this karmic conjunction with Saturn and the South Node in K2, with Sagittarius and the South Node being with Capricorn, there's a reorganization of your internal space. And we can tell this because what's assisting you to throw back that curtain is your own sense of truth. And so your own sense of truth is growing, it's expanding. In fact, Jupiter is in your third house at this time, as we've mentioned, in terms of your relationships and connections with people in your everyday life, your extended family, cousins, friends, co-workers, again, neighbors, people that are in your life to assist you with healing MDT, that you may not have recognized them as such in the past. This is the energy that's supporting you during this lunar cycle to really work with the energies that the angels are putting down on this new kind of holographic field for you to pull your maternal strength and compassion, inner strength from, as opposed to feeling that the rug has been pulled away from you as you recognize the reality and accept the limitations of your mother. Okay, Saturn has to do with limitations, and so there's a release of the holding on to those limitations to be something that they are not, as you move into a more healthy Cancer energy, as the energies are moving forward with this Gemini on a soul level to help you do that. Your present ego soul alignment position is Lilith. You have the personal power to do this, that you have the personal power to line up with what the angels are putting down for you in this new holographic field. This is the scene in The Wizard of Oz in Munchkinland when Dorothy receives the shoes from Glinda, and immediately the Wicked Witch from the West tries to steal them from her. And Glinda tells her to never take them off. No matter how afraid you are, never give up your birthright to be happy, healthy, and whole. That is what the red ruby slippers in the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck symbolize. They symbolize our birthright to be happy, healthy, and whole. This is what allows us to live in loving detachment and realizing that we do not have to have a healthy mother in order to be happy, healthy, and whole. As the old adage says, if mama ain't happy, nobody's what? Great Mother says no. You have a birthright to happiness. You have a birthright to wholeness. She didn't give you that. In fact, she made a soul contract with you for you to realize that she didn't give it to you. So this is the sense of personal power that you are aligning with at this time. This is the kind of energy that you're bringing to this month-long internal sleep and integrative process. Why your soul wants to do this work at this time is that it wants to die to its old self. It wants that old MDT identity of shame, blame, and guilt to go away. It's ready to be reborn in its divinity identity, really experiencing the reality of it being a dearly loved, never judged or condemned child of the Great Mother, Father, God, who's never alone. Our angels, guides, and ancestors are always with us. This energy during this month is going to bring up issues that the throat chakra, this throat chakra waxing gibbous moon, is all about the higher truth, your higher will being expressed. And so it's going to bring up again those exchanges with individuals in your life, that you're sharing your truth in loving ways. It's going to bring up opportunities for you to resolve issues of karmic debt that have been produced in those relationships as a result of your MDT. Now you have a way to correct those situations with this new consciousness, with this new awareness, with this release of the shame, blame, and guilt. You can say, oh boy, there was a time when I would have really taken that personally. But now that I know that that was not your intention and that I was expecting you to behave this way or to do this or to do that, please forgive me. I was totally off the mark with that. I was dealing with my own healing issues. Thank you so much for allowing us to have this exchange, that kind of communication. This is why your soul wants to do this work. It wants to die to that self. It wants to activate that throat chakra, which is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury rules Virgo. And so we're talking chakras, we're talking Vedic astrology. And so your Vedic moon, your soul moon is Virgo. And so that soul is ready to articulate, it's ready to share its new self. It's ready to destroy the wicked witch who has tried unsuccessfully to take its birthright away, to be happy, healthy, and whole. And it's ready to own it. How it wants to do this owning work is by trusting its inner wisdom. And you will be able to do that after a month, after a lunar cycle, a month of downloading this Jupiterian energy. It's so powerful. Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces in the Vedic. And so this energy for you, again, this Jupiter energy is so great. But you also have the support of Mars and Uranus that are conjunct in Taurus in your 7th house, which is all about the soul contracts. The moon is in your 6th, that has to do with the karmic issues, and the contracts, relationships, personally and professionally, in your 7th house, where Mars, the action planet, okay, you have all this feminine download energy, which is how you're going to trust your inner wisdom, but it's conjunct Uranus. Both of them are in Taurus. The heart chakra is ruled by Venus, which rules Taurus. So you are set. It's work that people first look at when they hear me talk about Mama Drama Trauma, and they say, are you kidding me? You know, how am I going to do this? Not realizing all of this cosmic energy is very supportive. It's not always, you know, kind of commingled and in unison like this, which is why this is such an important reading, an important time. But I'm so glad that those of you who are watching, you're getting this at this time, because this is setting you up. This is setting you up for 2019. This is setting you up for the build up to July 22nd, because you want to pull the curtain. And the new moon here from your 3rd eye and your heart chakra, which are heart above chakra energy, is higher will. Heart below energy is lower will. So you're wanting that higher will of that illusion to be dispersed in your life. And how your soul wants to do that is by trusting your inner wisdom, which you will do as you transform through the assistance of your soul, that Virgo energy, with this Mars Uranus, these quick changes that will happen in regard to living and loving detachment from the fear. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for you. Your readings have been really a quandary. They've really been something to decode. But I'm seeing that this is why you've been really methodically kind of going through these issues. And as you continue to do that this month, your outcome is likely the Moses card. The Moses card is a Munchkin Land card as well. This is when Dorothy is awarded by the mayor for killing the Wicked Witch of the East, who is Miss Gulch reincarnated that Dorothy saw in the Twister dream. And then she landed on her, and then who comes right up after? Her sister, the Wicked Witch of the West. And that's what happens with Great Mother. She keeps reincarnating in our personal lives, in our lives with our co-worker, in our lives with our own children. The cycle keeps going because we've been programmed and conditioned to behave a particular way. That's why it's called a cycle. A family dis-ease, a planetary disorder is what I write in my book. It is. And the illusion continues, but you're wanting that to go away, and it will. Doing this work, this downloading work, trusting it, speaking from your higher self to those around you in your circle, sharing your truth, trusting this point of your ego soul alignment and your personal power, you are learning to live the law. At that particular time, she was being awarded by the mayor for killing the Wicked Witch. Dorothy was like, what the heck? This is not good. Dorothy from Kansas. I mean, killing somebody, that is not, why are you awarding me? She didn't realize that what she had done was so powerful. And this is the only cautionary note that I have for you. realize that the work that you're doing, yes, it has been slow and sluggish, and you go back through the months and the readings for you, it has been kind of, okay, all right, so I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You have been working through these things, and so realize that you've earned this point of death and rebirth, death of your old self to rebirth. You've earned it. Unlike Dorothy, who didn't recognize that, which is why the drama mama was reincarnated until she did. But that's okay, because eventually what happened? Eventually what happened is that she was reborn by destroying her. And that's why your soul wants to do this work. It wants to destroy and be in alignment with the law. And the law is ego-soul alignment. It is aligning that lower will, that gut chakra energy. This is the gut chakra ruled by Mars. And that's what Mars and Uranus conjunct in your, what did we say? This is conjunct in your 8th house. This is conjunct in your 8th house. Mars and Uranus conjunct in your 8th house. That's what they're going to do. They're going to change it up. They're going to completely change it up. I think I said your 9th house. But Mars and Uranus are in your 8th house. And they're going to assist you with this rebirth, this lunar cycle, and your alignment with your personal power. Gut chakra again, Mars rules Aries and Scorpio. Okay, and so your whole kind of value situation, your whole kind of how you again are valuing your journey and how you're connecting with others and communicating that journey as a way of the past, of how you used to be. And you're only going to be able to do that by taking the time to download the wisdom that confirms all the wisdom that you've earned. You're in a place of confirmation right now, and you're in a place of alignment. Soul syncing. Congratulations. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking. I love to see these growth spurts. Sometimes I kind of wonder. And so I'm really happy. Let me know if this resonates with you and what your experiences have been here below. Again, be sure to check your Vedic and moon signs to see what videos resonate best with you. Thanks for watching, sharing, and liking. But above all, and most of all, remember, Great Mother loves you. And I do too.
Great Mother speaks.
I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami Ishtar, Kali, Mammy, and Mother Mary.